Hey, Tony Gas is here. Now, listen to me. This something that now, ladies, this gonna be hard for y'all to listen to. But it's gonna be hard for y'all to listen to, and you don't really, you're not gonna get it. So just please sit this one out. But I seen a post, which I don't know if it was real or not, because sometimes with the media and stuff like that. But it was a former NBA player, Paul Pierce, who played for the Boston Celtics. He was saying that there's no benefit in marriage for a man. And a lot of guys say that. And listen, coming from a man who was out there in the streets with all the way out there, and I've been married since I was 23 and I'm 41. And if at 41, being a seven-figure earner, if I wanted to be out there in the streets, I could be out there cutting a fool. Y'all know it's a whole bunch of women out there that they only care about a man money. And they got all the gold digger videos of these women tripping out by the car and all of that. I could be out there doing the absolute most. But I am married and I am faithful and I am happy. And I'm going to tell you why. Because people talking about ain't no benefits to marriage for a man. But it's like, is there a benefit to having a best friend? Is there a benefit to having a confidant? Is there a benefit to having a business partner? Is there a benefit to having a life coach or a therapist? Is there a benefit to having an assistant that can help you run your business? Is there a benefit to having a manager, a publicist? Like, think about all these different things, like in whatever industry you in. It's kind of like if you a surgeon, the tech that hands you the utensils that you using, the instruments you using, is there a benefit to him or her? What people don't understand is a wife is everything to a man. And we don't like the terms, but what do you call someone who cleans your house? They call it a maid. A wife, unless the couple has enough money, a wife on average does that. Like, a wife literally is a chef, a maid or house cleaner, whatever you want to call it, a nanny, a tutor, a babysitter. That's just concerning the kids. A house manager. She's a financial advisor. She is a therapist. Like, who do you think a man talks to when he's depressed, when he's stressed, when he don't want to go to his mom or his dad or his homeboy? He goes to his wife. She's a therapist. She is a counselor, a life coach. She wear all the titles. Like, I'm a life coach. I'm not a therapist. There's a lot of therapists who are therapists, but they're not life coach. A wife is a life coach, therapist, counselor, confidant, advisor, all of that. And then imagine being able to have a dope therapy session and then make love to your therapist. That's a wife. You can't do that in real life. Somebody just made love to your mind, just help you solve a problem. You got a soft spot in your heart for them. You actually love them because they helping you change your life, and you got to get up and you got to walk out. Professional. They'll lose their license like Buddy in Houston did. Your wife, get it all. You get the cake, you get the icing, you get the cherry on top. You got everything. And guess what? You get to be bums together if you want to be bums. Meaning, if you don't want to clean the house, you don't want to wash no dishes, both of y'all get the, hey, we finna chill. When you want to spring clean and clean and organize everything, you got somebody to do it with, and you ain't got to do it by yourself. Like what you have to realize and understand, like a wife is, that's where a man find favor. But I'm gonna tell you why men say what they say. If I was a cheating man, y'all forgive me, I just plugged in my laptop. I'm on my phone though. If I was a cheating man, I would be absolutely miserable. I just was in the bed with my wife. We kicking it. I'm working from home today. I done coached a client. I gotta coach two more clients. I gotta go to the office for an in-person coaching session with family. I coach my family as well, not just strangers. And so I got an in-person coaching with a family member and their other half. And so I got 3 more hours worth of work today. So I stayed home today, chilling with my wife and all of that. I laid because we was in the bed with Tatum. He's homesick today, and he coughing and stuff, and so he's watching Godzilla. He loved you to watch the movie with him. So when Godzilla was about to fight King Ghidorah, I think that's the thing name, with the 3 heads, I was like, oh, what's about to happen? Man, let me see what these boys about to do. I throw up my phone. I turned and put my head to the foot of the bed, so I'm closer to the TV and locked in because I'm with my 11-year-old. He like, oh, because if daddy into the movie, he happy about that. Cause I put my phone down. He know I work nonstop, answering emails. I got over 2,000 emails that I still got to answer. And so throw my phone back behind me where my wife at. No, I throwed it on her. Boom, put my phone on her. Phone unlocked, screen on, all that. Y'all remember the video of CD Lamb, I think it was, for the Dallas Cowboys, when his girlfriend got his phone at the draft, when he got drafted, and he grabbed his phone back? I ain't got to do that. My wife could have my phone all day long. Every single text that come in, she see the text. If I was cheating, like Paul Pierce was a cheater, and that's why he went through a divorce, then I would be miserable in marriage. There would be no benefits to a marriage. So the thing is, he didn't love his wife. He didn't trust his wife. He wasn't faithful to his wife. So he was sleeping with his enemy, someone that he made an enemy. And so every man who says there's no benefits to marriage has never been married, or they've never been 100% faithful in marriage with a woman that they love, that they are friends with. Me and my wife, we just kick it and chill every day. Like we sitting in the bed, we watching the playoffs. We watching the game, eating sushi. Like that's my best friend. Like anything she going through, I'm there. Anything I'm going through, she there. We that's my what we used to call ace boon coon. Like we tied in. Like listen, I kill 1,000 men about my wife. I will literally kill 1,000 men about my wife. And I don't play. Like that's my best friend. But the reason why I feel like that is because I don't watch porn. Listen to me, fellas. That's the secret. I don't watch porn. I don't cheat on my wife. So what I have allowed myself to do is to fall in love. So I see her value. So ladies, that's why I say don't take offense to me saying that a wife is also a maid, a house cleaner, and all of that. That's just the terminology. But what I'm saying is, all of those things that a man would have to pay for, a wife does that. So we just call it a wife. So I'm not saying she's a maid, but what I'm saying is, I would have to pay a maid 30 grand a year. I would have to pay a nanny 80 grand a year. I would have to pay a business assistant, like a operations manager, and I'm gonna tell you, I got Soul Writers, Gaskins Productions, Tony Gaskins Consulting, Virtue Tank, 1322 Agency, Gaskins Sports Management, Tony Gaskins Family Foundation, Billionaire Labs, The Gathering Well Incorporated. I said Virtue Tank. That's 9 companies right there that I just mentioned, and I'm forgetting some. That's 9 companies. When I go to do taxes, they be like, we want 300 to 900 per company, and that's just to punch in some numbers. They want 9 grand to 18 or 27 grand. Imagine if I had to hire a business manager as a grown adult. What you finna work for? At the least you gonna want 30, and that's if you living with a family member and ain't got no bills. You gonna want 50 being nice. You gonna want 80,000 a year. You gonna want 80,000 a year to be the business manager for one company. I just list off 9, and I'm thinking so cause someone run themselves. Oh, I forgot my mentor.life. That's 10. That's another one. So it's like thinking, oh, then I got ELT investments. I got Tag Group investments. Now we at 12. You see what I'm trying to tell you? My wife is my only employee. Meaning my wife is also my CEO, manager, business, whatever. So 80,000 times 10 is 800,000. Now I earn millions. That's 800,000 plus some other 2. That's another 160,000. That's 960,000. That's $1 million that I would have to pay a business manager for each company, because the companies are all separate. They all run themselves, and I'm building them up. So just right there, me being an entrepreneur, me being a millionaire, that's $1 million in salaries that I don't have to pay because I got a wife. Because anything I need done, she could do it. Now my business on autopilot, and I'm my own marketer, so I really don't need anybody. But anything I do need, she helps me. So I want you to understand, like, a wife is an asset, but a wife is, in sports, we call that a utility player. Like Travis Hunter going to the to the NFL, he plays offense and defense. He's the only NFL player that's going to be an offensive starter and a defensive starter probably. Offense and defense. Play on both sides of the ball. It's a utility player. God bless his soul. I don't see how he gonna do it. And light as he is, but that's right there. That's how your wife is. She offense and defense. She's a utility player. She's an all-star. She's a pro bowler. Like, she does everything. And if you love her and you honor her, you respect her, you are honest with her, you loyal to her, she gonna do anything that you need her to do. It's nothing that I ask my wife for that she says no. My wife don't disrespect me. She don't yell at me. She don't talk down to me. If she get beside herself and she snappy or time of the month, all I got to do is look at her. Once I look at her, she'll catch herself and like, oh, I said that the wrong way. And she'll change her whole tone. You know why? Because I honor and respect her. I love her. I treat her like a queen. Anytime I get some money come in, as soon as that money come in, boom, I send her a check. Whatever that's Apple Cash, Cash Out, Venmo, Zelle, Green Cash, and I don't keep count. I used to keep count budgeting. I was like, let me see how much that I'm giving her so I know, and I might get some months I might get to $10,000 or $20,000 that I done gave her, and I just stopped counting. And I don't think I'm giving her that much, but I just stopped counting. Like, boom. Other day I sent her $1,500. Boom. Next day I sent her $500. Boom. She don't have bills because as a man, as a provider, I pay the bills. The only thing that a man is losing in marriage is money. But you ain't losing money because you got a confidant. You got somebody who your win is her win. Your loss is her loss. So she want to help you strategize. She want to help you see the next level. She want to help you elevate. She want to help you do better in life, because if you win, she win. So right now I'm building an insurance agency. If you want to join my team as an agent and make you some extra money, the link is in the description. If you need an insurance policy and you don't know how your family gonna be taken care of if the Lord call you home tomorrow, the link is in the description. I'm building the agency. So far I got 26 licensed agents on my team, with another 119 in training. So when they done, I think I got a total of 145 agents. If you in, I'm going for 200. If you in insurance, you know what that means. You know what that's gonna look like. Even if we get half of them fully licensed and right in business, you know what that's gonna look like. We insuring America. And you know my wife is gonna benefit from that, because she done been there for me. Since when I was a drug dealer, she got me out the streets. She encouraged me to change my life. She refused to settle for a drug dealer, for a liar. I am the man that I am today because of my wife's accountability, her encouragement, and her support. Had she reinforced me being a drug dealer, I would still be a drug dealer today, and I would be a kingpin today. Or I would be dead or in the grave. She told me, I don't care about the extra little money that you making. I'd rather be broke than to lose you to the penitentiary. That's what she told me. She said, the girl I work with just lost her man, her boyfriend, to the penitentiary. He got to do 7 years. She said, I don't want that to happen to you. Please stop selling drugs. I had to walk away from the game. Changed my life. Start pushing, wrote my book, start pushing my book, start pushing my brand, start building my brand, and look at where I'm at today. When I was selling drugs, I was making probably $1,400 a week. That ain't no money. You looking at $8,000 a month on a good month, but you got to re-up. And then, cause I ain't know what I was doing. I'm 21, 22 years old. And then I start working a job. I'm making $20,000 at that job. Now I can make $1 million plus without even having to work hard, because I done put the businesses on autopilot. I show up on YouTube and do me a video. YouTube is a blessing. They send a check, but it also lets you know about my companies, my mentor.life, what's behind my head, where you can go book a life coach. The life coaches on my site, they pay $20 a month, or they pay $200 for the year. That's 2 months free if you sign up for the whole year. If you're a life coach, if you're a consultant, whatever it is, confidentiality partner, accountability partner, if you do any of that, you could go to mymentor.life, make you a profile, and I'm driving these thousands of people that you see watching this video, I'm driving them to mymentor.life so that they could choose you as their coach or consultant and book a session with you. You're going to see where it say upload a certificate, just upload a picture. Just upload a picture or a PDF, and it'll let you bypass that in the system, and you go ahead and you use your God-given gift. And all you giving to my company is $200 for the year. Don't sign up for the month, because if you have a low month, then now it's getting declined, and now your account gets deleted. So just wait till you got $200. When you sign up, you got to fill out the whole thing all the way through, because if you don't finish, it won't save it. So you have to come back and start over and pay again, and then be trying to write in for a refund. So when you sign on up. Guess what though? That was my idea. I had the idea because I can't coach the whole world. So I started that. I think I launched that in 2020, 5 years ago. I became a life coach in 2007. 13 years later, my mentor.life was birthed. I also have TonyGaskinsAcademy.com. Oh, which is a part of Gaskins Media Group, which is the 15th company. Remember, no, what I was at? 13 companies. That's 13 companies that we own, because I have complete clarity, because I don't have confusion like Paul Pierce and the rest of the idiots saying that there's no benefit to marriage. You're stupid. You are an idiot, and you need every tooth in your mouth punched down your throat so that you can never speak again. You are doing the work of Satan. And if you don't shut up, God is going to shut you up because you are a punk and you need to shut up. And that's to every single man that is running their mouth trying to tell these young men who are butt hurt, mommy hurt, life hurt, that they don't need a wife. The best thing and the most absolute first thing that they need is a wife. And they need a real woman, not like Anthony Edwards sleeping with jump offs and got to pay $1 million up front in child support and all of that foolishness. You need a respectable, classy, honorable, honest, trustworthy woman. And if you get that, I'm here to tell you, I would not be where I am without my wife. See, these other guys, these clowns who run in a mouth become millionaires off of ignorant podcasts or playing sports or doing music. Without having a good wife, you become Jeffrey Epstein. You become P. Diddy. You become Shannon Sharp. You become Paul Pierce. You become Bill Cosby. You become Russell Simmons. You become R. Kelly. You become Harvey Weinstein. That's what you become without a good wife. So you have to realize that your wife is your everything. She your backbone. She your support system. She part of your brain trust. She's your board member. She's your accountability partner. She is your everything. She also raises your children, whether you adopt them in vitro, surrogate, or have them natural. Whatever you do, she is there for those kids. When you're tired and you don't want to get up every 2 hours to feed those kids, she's getting up every 2 hours feeding those kids. When you got to get up and go to work so you can make a living, she's with those kids drained and stressed, tore down, tore up from the floor up, beat down. You don't have to carry a child. You don't have to push a child out. You don't have to adopt a child and take care and love a child from somebody else. You don't know what it feels like to carry a child for 9 months and then your child is inaudible from autism, or your child is on the spectrum, or your child is that you love with all your heart, that you carried in your body, that you formed in your body. All we do as a man is spit out some sperm. We have no pain in the child birthing process. We only have pleasure every step of the way. We have pleasure when we are making the baby, putting the sperm into the woman. We have pleasure when we having sex with the woman while she is pregnant. Even if her back is hurting, her head is hurting, everything is hurting, and she doesn't tell us because she's so afraid to be cheated on by a cucumber in the booty man like Paul Pierce and the rest of these closeted men. And yes, I'm angry. Yes, I'm angry because you're doing the work of Satan. If you don't want to be married and monogamous and faithful, then stick a cucumber in your mouth and choke on it, and don't let another word come out your mouth to the masses, because you are working against God and you are going to pay a price for that. You are going to pay a price because God calls us to be married and to be faithful. And when y'all bisexual and homosexual men who are sleeping around with all these women, or y'all heterosexual men who sleeping around with all these women, is out here running your mouth against the way and the will and the word of God, you're going to die a miserable death and you're going to spend eternity in hell. So if I were you, I would fall on my face and I would cry out to God. I will ask for forgiveness. I will repent and I will shut up. because you're not bigger than God and you're not better than God. And every single man who has played in the face of God, who has said the name of God, or they have chosen a different God other than the one true God, like Russell Simmons, they have bit the dust and they are being turned into dust. And they will spend eternity in hell unless they repent and accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. And see, listen, somebody like, oh, Tony, I lost respect for you when you disrespect other religions. I'm not disrespecting other religions. I only know one religion, and that's Christianity. That's Jesus Christ. And that's the only thing that's real to me. You choose something else, that's your prerogative. God bless you. Let me see it work in your life the way my faith is working in my life. If it work in your life that same way, hey, I got all the respect for you. That's your route. That's your choice. But if you still depressed, you still broke, busted, and disgusted. And when I say broke, I don't mean just financially. I don't mean financially, because you could not have no money, but yet still have peace and joy. You still struggling, you still not happy, you in the wrong religion. That's a sign that you serving the wrong God. If you don't have peace that passeth all understanding, you are serving the wrong God. If you don't have favor going and coming, it don't necessarily mean money falling from the skies or nothing like that. But if you don't have that peace, you serving the wrong God. And so for y'all clowns that's out here trying to tell these other men that there are no benefits to marriage, you need to shut up and you need to find you a wife and you need to love your wife and you need to be faithful to your wife and you need to be faithful to God and watch what happens in your life. Watch how your life go up when you consecrate yourself and you live the way God has instructed us to live as men. And I'm gonna tell you one thing that I believe. I believe men who say there's no benefit to marriage are one or two things. They either gay, and that's closeted gay, meaning marriage to a woman, because it's gay men who married to a man. They believe in marriage. There's some gay men who believe in marriage. But I'm talking about men who say that there's no benefit for a man in marrying a woman. They are either gay or they are on cocaine. There's no other justification to that. You either watching gay porn and secretly like men or openly like men, or you are snorting powder. There is no other explanation for that. Other than that, yeah, you got other things like you was touched as a child or you was bullied or your first love cheated on you. Like you might have some stuff like that maybe in there. But outside of that, listen, there is no explanation to say there's no, and I'm gonna tell you like this, marriage ain't perfect. Marriage ain't perfect, but what I realize, if I don't start nothing, won't be nothing. If I'm not the problem, I don't have problems in my marriage. So if a man loves a woman the way Christ loves the church, I don't believe that man is going to have problems in his marriage. And especially if he chose his woman with his head on his shoulder and not the head in his pants. There are men who are faithful to their woman and they get cheated on. They get beat on. They get disrespected. They get dogged out. You know why? They didn't choose a woman with the heart of God. They chose a woman from their lust. So you have men who are lame as two left feet on a duck, and they go and pick a woman who has a BBL and used to strip, and they get married to that woman. And she is a savage because she has been violated since the age of 3. She has been turned out. Like she does not care anymore. A man is a victim to her. A man is a come up to her because she has been hurt so bad that now all she knows how to do is go to war and play the game at the highest level, and she's coming for it all. But she is a Jezebel spirit. She has a seducing spirit. She has heard of God. She knows about God, but she has made her choice to be a Satan worshiper and a doer of evil. But she is the sexiest, sweetest talking, nicest booty, nicest breast, prettiest skin, prettiest face, best teeth, that this man has ever met in his little podunk city. So he falls into her web of deceit and she slits his throat, proverbially, metaphorically speaking. She rakes him over the coals for his money. She sleeps with his best friend or his father or his brother. She takes him for everything he worth. And then now he is on YouTube with a podcast in the red pill community saying that there are no benefits to marriage for a man. That's the only other type of guy that's out there. And because of what he done went through, he probably is now bisexual and snorting cocaine. So it still fall back to the other two. But somebody like Paul Pierce, he's on cocaine. That's why he wear dark glasses on all these podcasts. He snort powder. Because when you say something stupid like that out your mouth and you is over the age of 40, you're either a cokehead, crackhead, or an absolute dummy. And you need to shut up, because it is young men out here that is believing that foolishness, and they going through life depressed and got to depend on marijuana or cocaine or gambling or other stimuli because they don't want to get married, because millionaire men who they have looked up to their entire life is telling them that there's no benefits in marriage for a man. And what these young men don't know is that these men that's saying this stuff is taking, and y'all excuse my language and pause the video, don't let your kids listen to it, they not ready. But what these young men don't know is that these men that's saying this stuff is taking dildos up the rear end. And these men is snorting cocaine. They snorting powder. And these men is smoking like chimneys. And these men is watching all kind of nastiness. They sleeping with prostitutes. They sleeping with the sex workers, the OnlyFans people. They doing all of this foolishness, but that's not being displayed. So they spewing stuff out their mouth, and these young men is believing this. And so these young men is like, you know what? Yeah, what do I get out of marriage? Cause I'm making all the money, I'm paying all the bills. So what's she doing? I could hire a chef, I could hire a maid, I could hire a nanny. You could do all that, but guess what? All them women that you hiring gonna do, they're gonna rob you blind. They're gonna tell all your business to the whole world. The whole salon know all your business. All their friends and family know all your business. When you got crud in your drawers, they taking a picture of it. Yeah, it's grown men with crud in their drawers because they thought the white good enough, and them drawers got too far in that behind and got a little piece of that boo-boo off the inside of that cheek, and everybody done went through it. You done went to sweating too much. And so the same little draw that you had at 8 years old, you big grown nasty stinking behind, guess what? Your maid that you so proud that you can afford, she got a picture of that streak in them draws, and it's in her group chat. Paul Pierce, it's in her group chat. Every stripper you done brought over, it's in the group chat. Every prostitute, it's in the group chat. And you give it 10 to 15 years, you're going to be going through the same thing Shannon Sharp going through. The same thing P. Diddy going through. Why? Because you don't got a wife, and you don't want a wife, and you're sorry, and you're lazy, and you're choosing to be stupid. And y'all need to shut up, sit down, come over here and talk to me. And I'll tell you to your face that you are stupid. And you need to shut up and get wisdom, and don't say nothing else. And y'all stop coming over here talking about, oh, Tony, you need to be gentle. These is grown, musky men. They need to be hit in their mouth with a spiritual fist from the Lord. I'm not talking to a 10-year-old kid. I'm talking to grown, able-bodied, willing, decision-making men who is destroying this society with a podcast mic. So don't tell me how to talk to no grown man doing Satan's work. If you can't handle the way that I talk, you shut up too and get off my page. And you go over to my brother R.C. Blake's page, because that is the gentle delivery page. God got somebody for everybody. And I'm the killer that he renewed. I'm not the school teacher that he renewed. So I'm coming with the truth like Apostle Paul. And it ain't going to be soft. It ain't going to be easy. It's not going to be gentle because we are 2,000 plus years into Christianity. So stop trying to use that scripture that was written about being gentle amongst Christians, amongst themselves, as they building the church and they talking about Christ and they talking about how we should disseminate the teachings of Christ to the world. That's what that's about. Be gentle. But it comes a time where you have to have a righteous indignation and you have to spiritually punch the devil in his mouth and give him a missing tooth and a black eye to let these fools know that you are doing the work of Satan and you gonna pay a price. And you coming in here with your legs crossed and your breast out like some of these therapists trying to succate to these men who is living an atrocious, debaucherous lifestyle. If they won't listen to their mama who talking to them sweet, they won't listen to their daddy who talking to them sweet, they won't listen to the stripper that's pillow whispering to them, then it means you got to change your tone, you got to change your delivery, and they need to be talked to like the grown musky men that they are. And to y'all women, it was a woman probably who put that in there, or a man with a cucumber on him, getting put in him. There's a lady come on here, Tony, can you stop saying cucumber in the booty? Because my son listened to the video. Okay, the world is a lot harsher than what I'm saying. And that's why these boys is painting their nails now, because you want to try to protect his ears from the reality. I taught my son about sex and everything at the age of 9 years old. And that's why my 18-year-old is a virgin right now and ain't never had no girlfriend, because he understand the vexation of spirit. Because I taught him about it. You cannot protect your child. You have to prepare your child. And your child being protected grows up and becomes Paul Pierce. Whoever raised him, if they no longer living, they are rolling in their grave. And if they living, they are going to the beach, digging a hole and burying their head in the sand, because they are absolutely embarrassed to have birthed a son that will sit up there and say the foolishness that he and all these other clowns be saying. Whoever in Shannon Sharp life who birthed him and raised him is embarrassed. His brother, who is a Hall of Famer, who he gave a Hall of Fame speech for, is embarrassed. P. Diddy entire family is embarrassed. And just like with Paul Pierce, because that's what somebody sent me the picture of it, my wife, who is my business partner, Googled it for me. Seeing that he was married in 2010, got a divorce in 2023, so the internet say might not be right. He got 3 kids. So how do your 3 kids feel when they hear you say that their mom was not an asset or a benefit or a blessing to you? That their mom was trash? You got to think before you speak. Shannon Sharp got daughters. I seen a clip of him bragging about his $30,000 stance, to where he will only give his daughters $30,000 towards their wedding. I'm spending $30,000 this month on my 18-year-old son for graduation and signing parties. And I don't make the money Shannon Sharp make. That lets you know you are a pitiful, sorry, disgusting man. And when you got gentle, sensitive women, you raising women. It's different if I told my son, hey, I'm going to do $30K towards your marriage, boy. You got to get it on your own. He's a man. I'm spending that right now on my son in his last month of high school. This man, the most important moment of his daughter's life, say he gonna give them $30,000. And Chad was like, how you gonna do 30? How a wedding gonna be 30,000? Like, what? He said, I don't care how much it costs. But then here go $25K a cheek for this woman, for this child, this teenager that he met and started sleeping with a teenager. Now his lawyer said out of his mouth that Shannon Sharpe offered her $10 million. So how you going to give blood of your blood, flesh of your flesh, $30,000 for one of the most beautiful days of their life, and you finna offer a $2 scallywag woman, and y'all shut up with that right there? I'm fed up. Oh, Tony, she's just a soft, sensitive woman on the OnlyFans. She is a grown woman who have made a choice to work for the devil. And it's me giving her the real and the raw that's going to get her up out of that mess. Me coming on here condoning what she doing and telling her, oh, I understand you want to do OnlyFans, is going to keep her right over there. Just like Shannon Sharpe got her over there. But because we talking about her in this very real and raw way, that's why she want her settlement, so she could leave the internet, I hope. So here he is about to lose $10 million or more to a woman who is a woman of the night. The Proverbs 5, I think it is, woman who sift men like wheat. Not Proverbs 31. But then here this man got two daughters, I sound like it was two daughters, who is Proverbs 31 women, and he want to give them $30,000. But they wedding. When he made that every second, every minute of that Cat Williams interview, he want to give them $30,000. That is a sorry, no good existence of a man. And we cannot be that type of man. We can no longer be that type of man. We have to be real men. And we got to love the one woman in our life. And we got to love the other women in our life. Meaning our nieces, our mama, our aunties, and all of the sorts. And we got to be an example for the men who are in our proximity. And we have to be real men. And if you aren't ready to be a real man, then do me a favor. Sit down, shut up, and listen to a real man talk. And watch a real man example. And stop being in your feelings. When they sending you to war to get killed in the army, you in your feelings. You an ex-veteran telling me I talk too harshly to men. And how I want men to listen and change. The world will kill you. A police will kill you reaching for your wallet. Reaching for your brush. Thinking because you huffing and puffing. And you worried about a man on the internet talking to you directly. That's a problem with your manhood. You're too soft. And that's why you want to live with the devil, because he don't hold you accountable. Instead of walking with the Lord, because it requires sacrifice and accountability. Now I got to coach a client right now at 3 p.m. God bless you. Get your head out your behind. Get your life right. And until you get your life right and you got some wisdom in between your ears, then be quiet and don't say nothing else. In the name of Jesus, we silencing all this foolishness. Amen. God bless you. All the important links in the description.